Greetings and welcome to another reading, friends. I hope you've been well. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning friend, welcome back. It is always a pleasure to host. If any of this resonates, friend, you are cordially invited to make your presence known with a like, a comment, and share if you find it resonates that deeply. Ooh, look at that. You're also cordially invited to subscribe if you've yet to do so already. Do come again. All right, so I'm trying to see what we have going on here. Mm, Somebody was being way too humble in a love situation. Way too humble. Got daggone, somebody had you eating crow and proving, jump through hoops to prove your love to them in a way that was humiliating. You had too much humility, too humble in that situation. So they're definitely asking you or congratulating you for having reframed your idea of self-worth. And not just your self-worth, but also your idea of what's worth your time outside of yourself. People, places, things, okay? You are being guided into a timeline that includes genuine divine love. You have love and divine love out here, and at the top of that row is faith. Know that this is yours. Even though you've been dealing with quite a bit of riffraff, you got to know this is yours. You have a right to not just love, but divine, extraordinary love. Okay? So either maybe you were being too humble or somebody was trying to move in a way to make you believe you had to be more humble than was necessary. But yeah, that whole concept of who you are and what's worth your time as it pertains to romance and love and connections and stuff, that's been completely reframed with this new timeline into an extraordinary path or chapter of ease. Okay? It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. Mantra magic. Make it let it sink in. Extraordinary now jumps out at me with this gorgeous peacock. It says there's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. Somebody was hoping that you didn't know that you didn't know you deserved honor, and not that you had to tap dance for someone to just acknowledge you or to return your text or something goofy like that. Basic surface level trash they was trying to make you crawl on all fours for. Uh-uh. Humility says, allow me, divine, to always accept the right assistance. Okay? I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. Okay? That's where you exercise humility, not with them clowns, them jive turkeys, terrestrial jive turkeys that be trying to make you your divine self. You know what I'm saying? Walk on all fours and beg for permission to even be. It's ridiculous. Delusion, yeah, ridiculous. Delusion says intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion. So in the love situation, if someone told you their intentions was to love you or to marry you or to honor you, but it came without actually surrendering to the concept or stepping into it, straight delusion. They were throwing smoke and mirrors. You know now, which is why all the reframing has taken shape. Okay? Worth says, you have been worthy to belong to love all along. Man, come through. Without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. And this is exactly why people who find themselves on the outside of your world now, they're living lives that feel completely void of love because you were actually it in real incarnated human form, and they tried to play in the face of a divine virtue they know they want, no matter how hard they pretend they don't. They want it so bad they've been willing to settle for the fake version, the toxic version, and then they try to bring that trash into your life. Negative. Okay. Um, Faith says, miraculously, amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I imagine. And then beneath that is divine love and love. You getting all of it. You're getting heavenly love, celestial love, terrestrial love, love within, love from around, love from your environment. This is total divine love. Facts. Look at you standing there with the wings. It's the kind of love that give you wings, honey. When you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit, okay? You let spirit it you when you start going directly to your ancestors, directly to spirit with your needs, it raises the bar on what is allowed to manifest around you. The parameters have been set directly with the divine. You offering everything over to your highest self or your monad, your oversoul. However you're doing it, send it all the way up. Let it go. Turn it in, turn it over with detachment. This is so you can free yourself up to move on to all this good divine love that's meant for you. That foolish delusion, the delusional stuff, yeah, handing it over. Like, yeah, I don't want this. I'm sending this back. This is like when you go to a restaurant and they come to your table with an order that's wrong, or maybe you thought it was going to be delicious based on what the menu said, what the pitch was about how good this experience is going to be, and it tasted disgusting. This is you sending the plate back. Okay, I'll send this back. Moving on. I don't want it. Disgusting. You know what I'm saying? You begin a love affair with spirit. That means you free your table up again to get something placed in front of you that is going to feed your spirit. It's going to feed you in every possible way. Because you got that trash off the table. You send it back. You detach from it. Love says divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation. Only love itself. See, this is how you were able to slip out from under that person's rule, their cruelty, in the way they tried to rule you. Because somewhere in there you realize I am not I'm not obligated to help you feed your demons. I'm not you know what I'm saying? You don't rule over me. No person, place, or thing is your salvation. You understand? The state of being itself is the salvation. And that energy can channel through any vessel that is properly aligned with it. You don't have to stay stuck with that person. So when people hear stuff like, "Oh, that that's your fallen twin," sometimes people get super bummed because like, "Oh no, my twin is I don't my twin's ruined. Now I don't have one." That's BS. The correct frequency of your twin, that's your divine love, it's a frequency. It will, if you are still open to it, if you still want it to show up, if you leave the lanes and the channels open, it will find a suitable host still. Your salvation ain't wrapped up in no one person. It's the state of being, the frequency that you want to tune into. So if that one person trashed their opportunity to touch divine love, that's on them. That thing go wherever you go, cause that's what you are. They're the ones that missed the boat. Okay? Reframe says this is happening for me, not to me. This is them letting you know about that whole rejection is your protection type of a thing. Yeah. That's what most of y'all went through. And I'm sure it like to crushed you, baby. Because things like worth, delusion, and humility are out here. This was a real spit show as it pertains to how that person's dark attachment was running things for a split second. shook stuff up real good. But that is over now. Look at it. Look at this. Three of Cups, Four of Cups. Yeah, you decided I don't want no parts of this being in no third party. I'm not doing that. You understand? This is like I said. This is someone that tried to. This is someone that tried to make a divine walk on all fours like a dog, a mangy dog. You understand? Like you need to be. You should be thankful I put anything out for you to eat or drink. You sleep outside. You come in when I feel like I want you around. and then this is exactly the kind of unquestioned loyalty they were hoping to get from you with all of that neglect and that inconsideration and all that old trash. Like this how you know this somebody that's psychotic. They got a real dark, demented type of a way of loving. Like I could see this person's personality. I could see them being the kind of person that would like keep people in like a basement for years and just keep them down there like a pet, chained up, waiting on food, performing tricks and tasks, and just keeping them. You've heard of those stories. Those people with those weird desires to obtain others like a thing or like a pet and literally keep them hidden, closed off from the outside world, and kept solely for their own amusement, company, or entertainment. That person's entire life is stripped from them. And they got to live in the basement as like a thing person that's just waiting on a pat on the head or a bowl of food or something here and there. Like, this is the kind of person, narcissistic trash, y'all walked away from. Look at this, 10 of Wands. You was supposed to just be struggling. Just do what I say. Yeah, do what I say. Kept the secret. This somebody that wanted to keep you a secret too. Oh, but the tables have turned, honey. Yes, indeed. Oh my gosh, them tables have turned. This is someone who wanted to pretend like they were a good person out in public. This is someone who wore an excellent mask out in public. Their coworkers, maybe their peers from high school or college or whatever, they had no idea who this person really was or who they were in private to their loved ones or to you. Yeah, the tables turn. You snatch back your energy. Four of Pentacles, because you know you have been reminded of the worth of things. Period. Of life, of love, the worth of divine love, the worth of being able to trust in the person you're with, being able to be at ease. All of that. Yeah, you pulled your stuff back from this psycho, straight psycho. Like that you were. I mean, you remember that movie that came out back in the day? I think it was called I Married an Axe Murderer or some crap like that. Yeah, y'all was about to marry somebody who had like that level of psychotic tendency. Because what? And I'm getting the feeling that this is someone who knew your ranking on a spiritual level, and this is the reason why they wanted you to walk on a leash like that. It ain't that they didn't know any better and they just use people because they're stupid and they're mean and they're weird. No, this is more salacious than that, baby. They knew exactly who you were. That is exactly why they did it. That was exactly the point. I know for sure this is a divine being, and I want to see if I can make them beg for the basics. I want to see if I can make God eat out of the palm of my hand and beg for kindness and beg for attention and hand over all of their divine energy to me, a straight loser. Look at this. We got the Nine of Wands, the Chariot, and the Ace of Cups. This is someone who wanted you to repeatedly bring you your best cup of love to them over and over. Nine of Wands, over and over. Your ankle could be broke, but if I say come here, you're gonna get up and bring that highest level of what you are, because all you got is divine love, really, within. You're gonna bring it to me every time, over and over. bandaged, bruised, tired, neglected, wondering when your feelings gonna matter, all of that stuff. Even with all of that going on, I'm still expecting you to jump in your chariot and bring hand deliver it to me. Look at the hand deliver it to me. Oh, but baby, like I said, the tables have turned. Four of Pentacles, you snatched that whole thing back. He was like, "Excuse me, excuse me. I think I realize what this is now, and I'm out of here." That chariot turned into something totally different, and they can't go. What they get for being a butt face? You know what I'm saying? For being a baneful butt face. Yeah, it was so much more I wanted to say. Y'all already know. Fill in the blanks. All right, Spirit. So, since we're looking at the justice scales of this, the past, present, future, you know what I'm saying? What went on, what's happening now, what's going on in the future. That's the kind of angle I want to take a look at as it pertains to the next stage of everything. What is the next stage for my friends now that they have pulled back their energy? On the back end of that, okay, knowing what may be getting taken or balanced out on the other end with the offender doesn't hurt because that is explaining how the scales are being justice as it pertains to those specific offenses, okay, with that person. So let's hear it. First of all, let's just start with the old trash and then move on. What's happening to dumb butt face? Delusional, the delusional dum. What's going on? What is the judgment on their end since they tried to literally drag a divine? Knowingly, though, it was going to make them feel so proud, so big on the inside to make you feel like trash, to make you feel like you were nothing without them. Wow. Exposure. They getting all the demons, all of that stuff. Yeah, you know how on vampire movies when the thing get caught outside and the sun coming up and they start to fry. Yeah, like on Sinners. Yeah, this what this is. This is the fry. Ah. They got caught outside when the sun came up, and now their flesh is frying. Look at there. eight of eight of cups. They want to disappear out into the dark depthness of the wilderness. Get away from that sun. That sun cooking that thing. Look at them. Trying to get away. They have to go away. They're being blocked by spirit. Mm-hmm. Oh, so somebody's got substance abuse issues. I know I'm reading uprights, but this is a dead giveaway. Somebody got substance. They getting now. This ain't their judgment, but this is definitely one of their challenges. Well, a part of their judgment is facing their challenges, and one of their challenges is substance abuse. And they may have put it, like I said, they may have put up a good front around you or whoever, but this person had addictions that probably only they know about. Even if it's people they used to do this stuff with in the past, they're even pretending in front of their old drug buddies that they don't mess around no more. Psycho like a Leroy. So we got 9 cups here, 8 cups there. That's 17 cups. Okay. So this is somebody who I'm getting now that this is a Leo because that 17 reduced down to 8 and that's the strength card and then plus the sun card. This is someone with a Leo placement for sure. Yeah, yeah. They being thrown into obscurity, erased. Whatever their vice is gonna take them on out of the way, out the mix, on way out into the fringes of society. I would not be surprised if they were living under an underpass or out in some woods or somewhere where their name is not connected to anything after a while. Facts. Yeah, they gone. They out of here. Something's up with them having to leave. All right, Spirit. I feel like I'm understanding with the hermit out here what kind of leaving this could be about, but I need some closure there. Tell us more about this departure. Oh, somebody might have to go to rehab. Yeah, just when I looked at it across here, going away, rehab. some sort of rehab facility for some folks. Tell us more about the departure. Where they going? Oh my gosh. I just heard public humiliation when I saw this, but then I also heard hard labor. Like having to do things publicly. Like when people get community service or something and they got to go out and pick up the trash off the highway or something. It's stuff like that they're gonna have to repeatedly be subjected to and be seen doing it. Um, this is bad though for this person because this is 16-1. 16 is the tower, y'all. This bad. This is bad. It's bad. It's almost giving this person has to go into exile after being exposed for something. Now, of course, what they did to you was terrible, but you know how spirit work. It's a funny way of making folks how to catch it for the old and the new. Remember, we had 17 cups. Okay, that star energy, like this could be stuff that's coming back from like like akashic record level offenses. This is offenses that may have been in the constellation still, like they're catching it for old and new, and I ain't talking about just this lifetime. Them crossing your paths and doing you dirty triggered a whole rundown from several lifetimes. Crazy. Anything more about this crazy? This tower about to slap their ass with these 16 wands. That is bad, yo. I just heard 16 charges. Some of them might actually end up in some bad legal situation. I just heard 16 years, something that they're going through or start going through in their judgment starts and lasts for 16 years as it pertains to this incarnation. Yeah, so somebody might end up in court for real. We got the Hierophant out here. It's giving judge presiding over type energy. Tell us more about this spirit. Zodiacs out here. In addition to Leo, we got Virgo, Cancer, and Taurus now. Oh yeah. So somebody's losing their things. I'm hearing repossession. Okay, so they're also losing their material goods. So they're being stripped of everything. Is what this look like to me. Stripped of everything, publicly humiliated, thrown into obscurity, miserable, just miserable. But this is because this was what they were meaning to do to you. Remember the story about the person being kept in the basement? They're about to have to go live that lifestyle with the Hermit energy, 8 of Cups. Okay, if they're allowed outside, they got to do some public 6 of Wands energy as in a 10 of Swords energy. What that sound like? Maybe somebody getting walked outside publicly on a leash, actually, like a dog. Like they got to when they go outside, they get dog walk out there. Ain't no respect, no honor. All of that stuff that they got up off of people out of being false, fake, and then cruel to people who love them on the back end. Strip. Everybody gonna know that they're weird, that they crank their yank in the movies at the theater, or they do some pervert stuff, or they do some, you know what I'm saying, or that the exposure is real. Only time again they're not being exposed, they're gonna be getting kept somewhere. Look at this. This is coming out after the 4 of Pentacles, y'all. I need y'all to understand that this means that this person has forfeited their own legacy. Forfeited. It's being snatched back. Their 10 of Pentacles is being snatched back. They don't get to build no legacy. They don't get to amass no land, no houses, no, you know what I'm saying? No heirs that stand around them proud of them, like they're the matriarch or the patriarch of the tribe. They don't get none of that kind of position. Okay, all right. I think we've seen enough. They stripped down to the socks. Ta-da. Good. Okay, ain't nobody hoping nothing like that on nobody, but excuse me. Whatever you've cultivated for yourself, absolutely, it's yours. Well, that's proves that the universe is still working exactly how it's supposed to. Yes, but it's perfect. you know. All right, let's look at your stuff. Let's look at your on the other end because you ain't getting stripped of stuff. This person tried to look at this. Boom. There's the tower. On the other end, the tower for you is that you get all of these new opportunities, this divine power. You get reinstated. Again, y'all have been looking at readings recently for me that are talking to the folks that are headed towards their own cosmic coronations, and then it come flat out. Yeah. You being handed your scepter. That's what that is. Psh. Look at there, and then come out right behind it, sitting on your throne. Yes, yes. This guy, this person, definitely not being forced in a yoke and told that they got to crawl down the street. Boy, I wish a jigger would. You hear me? We got King of Cups energy out here now. Okay, that's that the love and that divine love. You're being blessed with your autonomy, actual divine love, and then look at this. Look, first of all, the way that all that slid out when I picked this up is wild crazy. But let's take a look at it. Child, help me. Do you see, friend? Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Cups, Strength, and the freaking Eight of Wands. Listen to me. This transformation not only is going to be big, it's going to be the best, and it's coming in fast. It's coming in hot. Like, this person ain't even going to be all the way booted out the way before this stuff hit. They going to see this. Yes, indeed. You sending that nasty plate back to the kitchen, and while that plate of trash, which was them, what they had to offer, is sitting on the counter getting cold till they throw it in the trash all the way, they gonna get to see you get served some filet mignon or whatever it is you would find to be a delicatessen, a treat. You understand? They gonna watch that plate or something real go out and watch you savor it. They don't get to see long enough to see you enjoy it. They sure are. Boss hog. We got of course fire sign energy out here again. Leo, Aries, Sag. Water sign energy now present with the King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, doubling down on that Leo. Well, you know what? Leo placement was all over this. Hold on. Leo, that's the fifth house. Yes, fifth house is about fun, romance. Yeah, this is somebody you thought you were going to have a genuine connection with, and they tried to straight wreck. They tried to straight wreck your fifth house. Here's the other thing. You actually didn't need no help or no, you know what I'm saying? You didn't need that. What you were looking for, okay, was some deeply rooted stuff, more like seventh house, marriage, partnership. You understand? More like fourth house, Cancer energy, home, family, roots. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had and they were. This is someone who was totally a wreck as it pertains to fifth house stuff, which is creativity, romance, and fun. This person wanted to play around. Remember, they had the got daggone Three of Cups energy around them. Remember, you had rejected the Three of Cups, Four of Cups, Three of Cups. Yeah, that's all it was. They was just a good time. They had no substance, no future, no nothing actually planned, but they had this mask on their face like they were someone of substance, like they were someone of some real means, some real morals, real love. Psych. But it's okay though, because here you are with all the stuff. All the stuff, all the empowerment, all the self worth, all the dignity, all the divine love without them. Real quick. Look at you, the star. Okay? Uh huh. You know how people be like, oh, I'm the prize. Yeah, this is them realizing it was you. You. And I'm not saying any man or any woman like me, like, oh, men are the prize or women are the prize. Nuh-uh, because you got to understand dirt bags come in all genders. Okay? Prizes come in all genders. This is basically saying that whoever it was in the connection that was the karmic. Okay? It is understood in the cosmos, and they're getting it now. It's starting to sink in now. It's understood that you, my dear, were the prize. If we talking about worth, it was you. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeedy. They somewhere feeling like the mangy that they actually are, that they wanted you to think you were, and it's hitting them. They ain't getting no filet mignon. In your place of business is out here. What's this? Oh yeah, that 10 of cups. So you winning in all the ways. Look at this. Shemangel 49 here. Vehuel, great and high God. That's what I said. You ascended. Dignity like a mug. I don't know why they thought they was gonna drag you. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, I'm the mayor, honey. You're in my town. You know what? Get out. Find somewhere else to mange around. Okay? Far beyond the city limits. Don't want to see your face. You get in the dungeon. Dummy. Okay. 49 is significant. 94 also significant. Reduces down to 13, that 4 and 9. And that is the death card. The death major icon. Of course it is. Because all that trash, all that delusion is over. Finito. Out of here. Get the frick out of here. I don't know what was wrong with them. Okay. Scorpio energy on the table with that water sign vibe popping up again. April 9th. September 4th. Also significant. Uh-oh. Who that? Look at there. Success. Because he's like, I ain't going. If I got to walk on a leash, I ain't going. And that's exactly what you do, baby, because there is your Hebrew power term. Cultivate the energy, darling. That is Shalah. Shalah is about peaceful prosperity. You know what the difference between prosperity and Shalah, peaceful prosperity is? Peaceful prosperity is the stuff you make, is the prosperity that roll up on you in your sleep. Peaceful prosperity is the kind of prosperity you obtain without having to be deceptive or cutthroat. That's a peaceful flow. That is an amicable, aligned flow. You ain't got to break your neck for it. Okay? You ain't got to walk on no leash. You ain't got to walk on all fours. You ain't got to eat crow to get it. You ain't got to sell your tail or sell out to get it. No. This is righteous, peaceful prosperity. I'm sitting in my rocking chair getting rich, sucker. Okay? Shalah. Yes, and this Shalah is 50% manifested. Mid stage. You on your way. Like I said, 2026 is looking just absolutely exceptional for you guys. Okay? Tell us more, Spirit. Uh-oh. That was a big plop. Well, how about that? I don't know what I just knocked down. Cancer season is significant for all of us. That summer solstice is going to blow things out of the water, honey. Look at this. Who child, yakura. Another Hebrew power term, darlings. Cultivate the energy. Prestige. They tried to make a prestigious person their puppy. They tried to make a prestigious person their pet. And a neglected one at that. Huh. The knife. Now, when I say cultivate the energy on these Hebrew power terms, I'm talking about stuff like mantrification, affirmation, like take the word, repeat it, mull it over in your mind. Let the experience and the visual of what that is play out fully with you incorporated in that. Wrap your mind around it. Again, you could do something similar to this. Write it on an index card and place it under your pillow. The energy will saturate your subconscious mind while you sleep, baby. Now that's real. That's some shalai right there. Manifesting in your sleep. Put one of these under your pillow. Several of them. I don't care. Put it under your pillow. Go to sleep. Your mind is that powerful. It will drink it in. Like good alkaline water. It'll drink it right on in while you sleep. That's why they tell you it's not a good idea to go to sleep with things playing on your television or on your phone, because even though your conscious mind is asleep, your subconscious mind don't know what sleep is. It's still listening. It's still picking up on. It's still working. So why not give it something peaceful and prosperous to do by drinking in some Hebrew power terms? Look at there. Somebody, look at there. I'm about to lose it, y'all. Look at here. Right after I said all that, they're going to make this one pop out. Write your prayers and place under your pillow. I'm telling you. It's the easiest way for you to call down the abstract into the tangible realm you're in without having to sell your soul to any entity. Do you hear me? Mm. Here's Ogun. This is a collaborator. These energies don't be looking for you to sell your soul, okay? And if you come across one that is looking for you to sell your soul, look, just don't, okay? Ogun is coming out here with deep feelings though, because this spirit, this ancestor is a part of someone's actual spiritual team. That's why, okay? This being has extremely powerful feelings about what went down with that person. That past person in big trouble. You understand? Remember, I said things like being locked up in a basement. Well, Ogun have a lot to do with metalwork and such, right? Yeah, yeah, all kinds of metalwork. Remember, I said this person's tower was coming from 16 what wands. Wands is firepower. Now you know what Ogun on. You know what kind of firepower I'm talking about. This person's in trouble on a soul level. You can skip a few blocks, hop a few flights on Earth, and move around on somebody that's after you. It ain't no way to dodge. No entity, not no Ogun. Look at this. This you successfully unlocking secrets of the universe. You know what you're doing. Oh my God, they're in super big trouble. Super big trouble. Let me tell you something. Shim Angel 58 is literally the equivalent to Ogun. I want you to read this with me. Let's pay attention to what's being said here. The invocation psalm for Shim Angel 58 Yalel says, my soul is sore, is also sore vexed. But thou, Lord, how long? I want you to think about the kind of person that would say that. What state of being would someone have to be in to say, I'm sore? How long do I got to deal with this? And Ogun's in the mix and he's pissed. And EALL is in the mix and this energy is pissed because of how they did you. That is a problem. EALL, their office covers pew pews, WAR, okay? Butchers, knives, cutlery, and even locksmith stuff. Because either I can clamp it down or I can break it open. Pew pews, knives, gunsmiths, like all of this locksmiths, butchers though. And it's somebody in the invocation psalm just so happen to be someone talking about how they're sore and how long. That sounds like somebody is being tortured, does it not? Okay, like I said, that person's in trouble. And you know what? Then they had the nerve to name someone specific. Fire signs have been getting mentioned. That acidic Aries is a dog-faced mutant. You heard me. Yeah, they played around. They played around with the right one, the wrong way. Yeah, next year, 2026, like I said, Aquarius season. Right around the corner. Right around the corner. They making their soul bleed. I'm telling you, it's gonna be bad. And right around the corner, guess what's on the other side of that scale? Your restoration, your coronation, the glow up, the 10 of cups, the bliss, all the things that they tried to trick you into just handing to them. Last month was significant. Somebody was watching you real hard. Big noses on the table. They was all in your cheese. They was trying to find out. Oh, no, where is it? Take me back. Take me back, Spirit. Where is he? This what they were looking for. Lord, how long? How long I got to deal with this? Look, illegal activity. Yeah. Definitely cross some spiritual laws. Big time. And they gonna get beat. Beat like a drum. Anana, anana, anana. Hey, yo, they gonna have an ancestral tribe on that ass. Tribe meeting on that ass. They gonna have a powwow on that ass. Look at this. Sweet, beautiful, and charming. Yeah, this how they gonna try and show up because they getting that thing beat. With the big stick. Look, Ace of Wands out here. We got Shim Angel 10 out here. A lot of y'all propitious God. You're in good standing. 10 is the wheel of fortune. Okay. First, middle, last initial. L is significant. I'm hearing Lucy, Luciano, Lassiter. Someone's last name. Lakeland. Sound like a street name or a neighborhood. Mm. Lawson, Langley, Louis or Luis, Latia. Something about Latin is significant for someone. Uh, what? I know, and it's so funny. Sometimes I be hearing stuff and I say, I'm like, what the heck is that? And then somebody be in a comment like, oh, I know what that is. And I'm like, oh. But it was something like lechin. I don't know what that is, y'all. Leche. Like dulce de leche? Like caramel? Like cooked milk? What are we talking about? Oh, what this is? But this is something significant for somebody. It's a city. A Louisville. Oh, that's what Louis is for somebody. Is Louisville, Kentucky, I believe, or Louisville, something like that. Moving on. Pisces rising energy is here. There's a Pisces on the come up, or that's literally someone's ascending sign. Ocean breeze. Oh, what are we talking about? Oh, this is your life of ease at 10 of Cups. Yeah, things get easy for you. Remember, we did have the ease card come out for you. Don't cry for them. Yeah, because they getting beat like a. I must have wrote them the same day. Can you feel the vibe? I think I wrote that the same day. All right, Spirit, what else we got? A couple of days. What about these couple of days? Oh, they're going to be. Okay, don't cry for them. They getting beat down. Okay, so when you moving towards this December 19th glow up um energy, that portal, you dropping all your burdens and planting all your sowing all your seeds and just drinking in all the power for 2026. They're gonna be if it that right when you're making that type of shift, they're gonna be shifting into their hell. Like whatever it is that's supposed to be that have Ogun and the yeah showing up for it. Look, on fire. That's where they're going. Cause that liar pants on fire. Ooh, I'm hearing somebody for somebody. They may literally be having a health crisis as it pertains to their hoo ha. Their wanky doo and their hoo ha's. Their hot dogs and their hamburgers. Jinx are charred. Them Them hot dogs and them hamburgers is charred. Do you hear me? Don't you dare double back. Yeah, October significant. One of them October things is they hot dog or they hamburger is charred or something happened in October. Look at this, the Wild West. Yeah, things are getting crazy on the sketchy riffraff timeline. I'm so glad you got up out of there because you was too generous for this. You was about to get caught up in crossfire. Let them savages blow each other out. Look, skip that event. Yeah, you can get that. Skip that. Skip that part. Nobody got time for that because sticking around would be what? Delusion. Mental illness. That's what's going on with that person, that timeline, those people. That's why that 16 tower energy is all over it. The nut house is about to explode. You ain't had no business up in there. So I'm glad you're out and you're getting reinstated and it's coronation time, baby. How you gonna get your hair done? Who gonna cut your hair for you? What color you gonna wear? Like, let's start doing the fun part. Yeah, what you gonna wear? What kind of cologne perfume you gonna spritz on? Hey, let's get to it, cause it's time to garb up. You know what I'm saying? Get out there and celebrate your ascension, cause it's real and it's big. Okay, wow, friend. Them comics still out there hoping and a wishing, and ain't got nothing they can grasp onto. Not a single day more. They say they only got a couple of days. They only got a couple of days, boy. And them that liar pants gonna be on fire for real, cause they had 16 wands over their head, and they gonna get beat down, and they gonna be asking how long you gonna beat me like this. How long I got to deal with it? Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. The crazy part is that their answer for that is within. How long you got to deal with it? How long were you planning to make the collective deal with it? I bet you they didn't have no expiration date in mind. Let them rot. All right, friends, that is your message. MovingOn.com. Get your cologne, your filet mignon, and move on. It's over. All that. It's a done deal. You know what I'm saying? Mm. Cautionary tales for everyone. Yeah, don't do people dirty like that. It's definitely coming back. Absolutely. And in some of the absolute worst ways possible. If any of this resonated, friend, feel free to make your presence known with a like or a comment. Subscribe if you've yet to do so already, friend. Do come again. We do post checks daily around here typically. Okay? Keep y'all on your march, your coronation march towards your thrones. Cause these folks kept trying to throw you off and it just ain't happening. All right. Also, it just so happens currently personal readings are open. If you are interested, you can just check the description box for my email and send me an inquiry. I'll be happy to respond with the rates and the process. All right, friends, till next time. Peace.